Welcome to the Stand On It podcast. It's true.
Come and sit down, you gotta stand on it. If it's for certain, let's have around, you gotta stand on it. Open the curtain, it's going down, you gotta stand on it. Cause I put my stamp on it, so you gotta stand. You gotta stand on it. 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 You gotta stand.
When this episode dropped, the new year already be here. But what I want y'all to think about, because I'm sure you probably hadn't already thought about it. A New Year's resolution, all it really shows is that you don't consistently finish anything. And hear me out. Think about it. Some of y'all done started making resolutions. Some started last week. You hadn't even closed out 2022 yet. You have no plans of closing it out. But you're making plans already of what you're going to do for 2023. And then when you get to this same point in 2023 heading into 2024, you're still not finishing what you started. And you're putting together vision boards that you're looking at through blind eyes. Don't let that go over your head. But yeah, you're getting these vision boards together. Focus on finishing what you got going on. Focus on seeing your plan through. And then outside of that, just the level of consistency. That be the thing. You got to be consistent. When people talking about they want to be great, you have to understand being great is doing small things consistently over a period of time. So you just got to keep putting the work in if you want to be great. Finish what you start. You don't got to make a resolution every year because people go see and know you go handle business regardless of whether you telling people about it or not. So I wanted to just give y'all that word as the new year when you hear this episode, something for you to reflect on. But, boy, we got one tonight. We got a good one tonight. So, I'm going to read you a list of things. We'll talk about a list of things. And after I read these things to you, we going to say, all right, what do these things have in common? How many followers, how many likes, latest sneaker drop, brunch, the club, someone else, someone else's spouse, someone else's money. These are all things that people be worried about, and they are clearly worried about the wrong thing. That's what we're talking about tonight. Stop being worried about the wrong thing. You just got to. People live in fear a lot of times because they worried about the wrong things. I was having a talk one time with this young man, and he told me this. He was like, man, a lot of stuff in my childhood, I just said, I stopped asking about it. He said, because when I would ask, my mom would put so much fear in me. Well, I don't want you to drive. You might have a wreck here. You might go this, and this might happen. This might happen. And in his mind, he like, I don't even, want to do it no more. And that's it, that living in fear, but being worried about the wrong thing. Because guess what? If he went and any of those things happen, she can't control that. If he stayed home and something happened, if it's meant to happen, it's going to happen. But our mindset be, man, let me worry about this. But the stuff that people should be worrying about, you're not worried about it. Followers, likes, all of this, something that was crazy to me. And if I'm stepping on your toes saying this, you shouldn't have had on sandals. How about that? But check this out. Something that was crazy to me, I ain't even know this was going on. I started seeing people's likes on IG. And I'm like, what the hell? Now people have changed their settings to where it say, it might say like by is the real truth and others. Yeah, people have selected the others setting because they don't want people to know how many likes they truly getting. You know how crazy that is? That's just like super crazy. Let me tell you something too, man. Real spill. This is another thing that people do, worried about the wrong thing. But also, sometimes people are trying to discredit what you'll do. But when you so real on what you got going on, you already steps ahead of them and you're not even concerned. Give you another example. Somebody had reached out to me about doing some business. And they wanted to do business for free. We done put in work long enough. We don't have to do that for free no more. We don't. And it ain't no shade. We always go help who we can help. But I'm like, no, here's the price. We would love to do business with you. The person then went in, oh, you ain't got that many views anyway. I guess thinking like, that's going to offend me. Oh, your platform don't have that many views. Yeah, it don't yet. But see, y'all are not smart. What I'm doing, we creating a whole buffet for y'all, right? Every time I upload a video, I'm looking at it like, but that's another $10,000 down the road. That's another 30 down the road. Because once they pick up one of these things, it's going to light like fire. And guess what? They going back to the buffet just eating. And the tally go just keep going. Because the business right too. So you got to stay focused on what you got going on. And you can't get caught up in looking at what other people do. Like when I go to like somebody's stuff, I don't even look to see how many likes they got. I'm just a natural, I'm hitting the heart. Just because if you doing something, you trying to do something, I'm going to show love. I don't care if I'm the only one who hit the heart. I don't care if you tell me, hey man, go watch your video. And you got one like or one view. I viewed it. If I like it, I like it. It don't matter to me. But y'all got to get in that mindset. Worry about the right stuff. You worry about the wrong thing. So you keep hearing all the time, well, I want to be rich. I got to go to the bag. I got to go to the bag. Now, I'm going to share a video with y'all about just thinking about when you break down really finances. Just thinking really about finances, just breaking it down, you'll understand. Check it out.
The problem with six figures. Well, first of all, getting to 100,000, you're in the 3% club. That's how bad the statistic is. If you make 80,000 or more, you're in the top 25% of income earners. Like, this is a disgusting statistic. You need to write it down. So if you make 80,000 or more, you're in the top 25% of income earners. If you make 100,000 or more, you're in the top 3%. And I'm trying to make you millionaires, which is 7 figures, which is a 1%er. So, so many people say, well, how come so many people haven't done it? I said, because people are lazy. And here's the bigger thing. I don't know that they're actually lazy. They have really stuck habits. They love doing what's comfortable. What's the problem with six figures?
From that video, basically what we see, if you really analyze that video, you're chasing something that is probably unattainable for you. Yeah, just think about it. It's probably unattainable and it's not going to happen for you. If we took away just social media, you took away social media, you take away the internet. Take away the internet and just think about the people in your immediate vicinity. Think about the people in your family. How many millionaires do you know? Think about your family, the people around you. How many millionaires do you know? But if you put 20, 30 millionaires on the spotlight in front of millions of people, all you gonna think is like everybody's a millionaire. Because you're seeing 20 millionaires flashing a whole lot of money. And some of them are not even millionaires. But again, your eyes are being deceived. You falling for the programming. And you end up chasing something that's not gonna be attainable for you. And women, it's sad, but we used to talk about this from a man's standpoint. Stop listening to these rappers. Stop listening to these female rappers who telling you to fuck a nigga, you don't need them, run your bag up, sis, all of that. It's so evident when you sit around and you'll see a woman post something like, oh, I'm just focusing on me, or I'm doing this. No, you're not. Because if you're really doing that, you're not telling anybody you're doing it. You're just focusing on you. Nope. Nobody has to, oh, I'm tired of all these men in my inbox. Is anybody really in your inbox? Or is that why you're saying that, hoping somebody gets in your inbox? So don't fall for that. Because these female rappers, what they telling y'all, they walking out the booth and doing the exact opposite. They going home cooking and cleaning. They taking care of their man. They holding them down. Men, you not excluded from this, because this is what this is about. Making men again. Stop looking up to these retired athletes and these old rappers. Like, thinking what they saying is real. The majority of them is not. It's not real. And if they're in mainstream media, none of it that they're saying is real. Don't fall for the programming. The negative results out of all of this is you got people falling to fake programming, and they producing fake kids. And they raising these kids on fake principles and morals. And now this is the next generation. That's why it's imperative now. Men have to step up. You got to be men. They want to decimate the nuclear family. There ain't no time for that. It's time to be men and say, nah, we ain't going for that. This ain't that. You know? You got to set the bar. You got to show a good example for kids. You know? And my dad was, he was a God-fearing man. But my dad was also, he was about his money, making money. I didn't do a lot of father-son activities with my dad. I didn't. Because he was always working. It was about money. And I was sharing that with one of my homeboys, like, hey, man, you know, don't focus so much on making money. Make memories, you know? Because as we saw from the video clip I played, when you put it in perspective, the percentage of millionaires, you're probably chasing a goal that's unattainable. Make some memories instead. If you meant to have the money go find you. You know? And if you're a business owner, like people they just want to show you the glamour. Like they do on Instagram and Facebook and all this other stuff. You a business owner, you take a L. I done took plenty. Still take them. But you have to understand, if you passionate about what you're doing and you believe in what you're doing, you willing to do that. And I get it. Some can't afford to take the L, or some not willing to. But if this what you want to do, or if anything, it ain't even got to be podcasting, anything with entertainment. It could be anything you passionate about where you have to invest your own money and your own time. Everybody ain't built for that. You gotta be willing, yo. But the other thing I told y'all, like, I'm gonna tie all of this every week. I'm gonna give y'all a scripture out of it, because I know a lot of y'all tied to religion, and a lot of this needs to be tied to religion, because a lot of y'all base everything that y'all do solely on that. So I'm gonna speak to your audience too. Like this, anybody can tune in to my podcast. My goal is moving forward. Anybody can tune in and grab something. You know, you could take something away. And it might not be all for you, but take something away. That's my goal. Just make sure you take something away. But what I was about to say with that, when you thinking about, when I said make sure you keep your mind on the right things, you know, a lot of y'all are not reaching your potential or doing things, or you were doing things, but not the right things based on what another man thinks about you, what another woman thinks about you, just a human in general, what they think about you, you know. But check out what my man said. This was a dope video. Somebody had sent me. I had looked at it too. But here we go. Let's check him out.
Do you love God more than you love man? Or do you love man more than you love God? The reason I'm asking or making this statement is because I hear a lot of people so caught up about another man's opinion about their view of if God loves them. Man nor woman can tell you if God loves you. So when you're concerned about someone said a comment to you that hurt your feelings about your relationship with God or your view of your relationship with God, you're now saying that man's opinion means more to you than God. Because God has clearly said, God is love. God made you in his image. So don't concern yourself with man's opinion. Just want to give you that quick reminder.
And I mean, that's simple. That should go without saying. But it didn't for me. I'm going to keep it real. That didn't go for me. And I'm going to tell you something. This video spoke to me. And here's why. I've told y'all, I was raised a Jehovah's Witness. And this ain't going to be popular. And again, I don't care. We're making men again and we're being honest. So I was raised a Jehovah's Witness. But since I don't believe that way or want to live my life in harmony with what they believe, I have brothers and sisters who believe that way who have nothing to do with me. They can't even talk to me. But if they go to a random stranger on the street, that could be a murderer, a child molester, that they don't know, but they know everything that I am, they'll talk to them and give them some grace and show them some love. Now make that make sense. Now are these godly people? God is love, right? In his image, he created us, is what we're taught, right? So that goes to what I was saying last week. You can't pick and choose what you want to apply if you go follow the Bible or if you go try and program other people to follow it. And see, that would be my question. Like, why are you telling me to do this or you're doing this? Or why are we saying God is love and we stop talking to people because they don't believe how we believe or they don't think what we think? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy. That's real crazy if you put that in perspective, but I thought this was dope. Last thing I want you to think about, and this is what we're going to close it out with. When you think about the whole thing of money, a lot of people know Bernie Mac, and Bernie Mac was one of the best, in my opinion, to do it as a comedian. But there was an old interview that Bernie Mac did on Oprah where he talked about, hey, my daughter would have to defend me because people would be like, oh, he's so vulgar, he's nasty. He said, my daughter knew that's my dad's character. He was like, I had to explain that to her. When I'm at home, I'm not talking like this. When I'm at church, I'm not talking like this. When I come here to these clubs to get this money, I'm seeing what's selling. I'm in character, I'm talking like this. So, but Bernie Mac, that wasn't even the most monumental thing that he was saying in this interview when I looked at it. He was talking about how chasing money ain't gonna lead to no success. Check it out.
Terms are big, you know, it really wasn't a doubt. I knew I would do well.
Enough.
But I really didn't, I mean, it was not on my mind. I just wanted to get better. And I think if you focus on being the best within yourself, all that stuff will come. Right. I hear people say, get your money on, get your money on. I hate that. And that's your motivation. If you do well, the money will come.
That's what I know.
You know what I mean? And quit focusing on the money.
Right.
Because it's not about the money. My love for comedy is just unbelievable.
See what I'm saying? It's that love. It wasn't about the money for him. He ain't going to that about the money. You know? And that's how I look at it. Like, if it's something you passionate about. And that's why I tell my people, man, we ain't looking at the scoreboard. Because if you get caught in looking at the scoreboard, you're looking at how much time left. You're looking at how many points somebody else done got. No. Look down, tunnel vision. We focus on what we have going on. Congratulations to everybody else and what they doing, but that's where people get so off course at. Focusing on others, not focusing on themselves. But the craziest part about this is how I'm going to tie it up and close it out. When we're talking about money, when we're talking about thinking about the things that matter. In Luke chapter 16, there was this man, this rich farmer. And he had farmed his land, and boy, he was just like, yeah, my land nice. I got all these barns out here, but you know what? I'm doing so good. I gotta make sure I put it in their face. I don't like these barns, even though they're nice. I want to go build bigger barns, bigger storage houses. I gotta make sure these folks know what's going on out here. I got all this. They gonna know that I'm getting it. Sadly, that's how a lot of us live our lives today. But put it in their face. I gotta keep it in their face. They gotta know I'm getting it. I gotta be reading the Shade Room to see what gossip going on here. I gotta be on IG to see who done broke up in the celebrities. I gotta be looking at Love and Hip Hop and all this other stuff, keeping up with other people worried about it. This man had it, worrying about bigger stuff. God came and told him, dummy, I'm taking your life tonight. You gonna die tonight. But you worried about a storehouse. Worried about the wrong thing. Worried about the wrong thing. A lot of y'all walking around with health problems. You haven't went and got checked out. Because if you go spend money on a copay, can't go to the club tonight. A lot of y'all riding around putting your families and yourself at risk. Ball tires on the car. No insurance. Somebody hit you, hit somebody else. You got them fucked up because you ain't taking care of your business. Because you got to make sure you have enough to go get that bottle. A lot of y'all men, kids just sitting out here with no really good shoes, clothes. But you stepping out, you looking like you got it. See, that's the thing. We worrying about the wrong thing, and you don't even know your life could be gone tonight. And when you look back on it, when you think about it, what have you really done? What have you really done? People attach money to leaving a legacy. It's not it. If money only means the saying you left a legacy, nah, what else are you known for? So your legacy starts with what you're doing on a daily basis, what you're sowing, what you're putting out. That's your legacy, whether it's tied to money or not. Worry about that. Not social media, not brunch, not likes, not followers, not other people. Worry about making sure the legacy you leave isn't tied to just physical or material things. It's tied to the good energy you put out. It's tied to the good lessons that you gave people. It's tied to the good examples that people saw you set. Yeah. So, thank you for sitting down with me tonight. Whatever y'all choose to do, make sure you're always taking care of yourself. That's the main thing. And again, don't go for the programming. Think on your own. Use your own mindset. And ask yourself, like, real questions. I think tonight, what we looked at as far as, like, the finances go, and is what we're chasing is the real, well, I shouldn't say we, because I'm not chasing it. But what you're chasing, if you're chasing money, is it really attainable? And if you really think about it, it's probably not. But, hey, thank you for tuning in. Remember, every Thursday, drop it on YouTube. Friday, the audio drop on podcast platforms. This is The Real Truth. Content Creators, I Say Podcast Network. We shooting live from the gym. We out.
come and sit down, you gotta stand on it. If it's for certain, less of around, you gotta stand on it. Open the curtain, it's going down, you gotta stand on it. Cause I put my stamp on it, so you gotta stand. You gotta stand on it. 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 You gotta stand.